Welcome to Draw Anime Academy, where we watch Applejack.
Do this to him.
You never
little
seen
arm.
stuff of such a plant
Poppy?
before, have you?
Poppy's
Anyways,
cute
hello everybody. I need a ping, and we will get started. Today
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about pottery making.
too. Pottery making.
No, I'm kidding. Today we're going to be talking about drawing.
Drawing and probably like doing some manga studies, perhaps.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially, because we've always said that we want to do studies on stream, but also kind of talk about how other artists break down their
Hey,
stuff.
Lexi.
Hey,
Oh.
real. I want to do that too,
Do it then.
but I can't.
Yuki, Dahlia. So we brought some stuff. We got some stuff today, right? We got some
Bookies.
secret haul. We got a book haul, all right? And we're gonna check out. We're checked out volume 1 of a couple different mangas.
Yep.
We got volume 1 of Chainsaw Man, Don Da Don, Spy Family, Frieren,
Sakamoto
Days, and Girl Crush. And so we're gonna be checking. We also have this.
Food Wars.
We also got Food Wars. So
We
we're
haven't
gonna be probably doing some manga studies, looking at how they do paneling, maybe dialogue over a number of streams. Which hat? Yes. Where is it?
Yes.
You left it in the other room, I think.
Oh yes, I did. I'm gonna go
You
get
want me
that.
to grab it?
No, I'll go.
All right.
I'll grab it.
The moment I got on YouTube, your stream was the first thing recommended to me. I love to hear it. I love to hear that. She found it. Hello, chat. Hello.
You know, when Colin first saw this manga, he couldn't help but admire the style.
Yeah, it looks great. It's very
It just
nice
looks-
stuff.
And I read a bit of it, and I actually really like it so
There's
far.
fun paneling
Yeah, there's
and
fun.
art, and maybe we start a series where we start breaking down some stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, Dahlia. Update about the
Con.
Fan Fusion. Apparently, there weren't actually slots left for the table, and they lied, and so we got like automatically put on a wait list, and so I have no idea. They're just like, you got put on a wait list, and if someone leaves or stops doing their booth,
Then you'll possibly get in, but we don't know
Which
how many people are
doesn't make
waitlisted.
any sense to me because all of the other ones said sold out, but then this one, instead of saying sold out, they just auto put you on a wait list after not saying anything about a wait list.
Yeah.
And they never actually got back to me about my question. So, and then they're like, oh yeah, if you have any questions, message us. And it's the same message thing.
Email thing.
It's the same, it's
Contact.
not email. It's
Oh.
the same contact and chat that was the same one that they never got back to us on in the last thing. So we'll
Don't
see how
even
it goes.
know.
Who knows if we're actually going to be doing a booth at Fan Fusion because they're liars. But, yeah, Don Da Don Peak.
Yeah.
But that's the update on that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, but probably not. But
Maybe.
Also maybe.
We don't know. We honestly don't know at this point, which kind of sucks. We don't like ambiguous kind of things like that, but
I see you.
see it what?
Okay. Snaz.
Oh, was it about the thing from earlier?
I don't know. But welcome. Have a fantastic. I hope you all have a fantastic time here on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we didn't really plan anything. We actually just got back from a walk with my brother.
Yeah.
And we went out and walked in the desert, and I touched a bunch of plants, and it made my hands smell like the plants.
Oh, let me smell.
The plants smell good.
Ooh.
What does Applejack think of plant hands?
Will the art school continue? What does that mean, the art school? Do you
See how
mean
he
the...
reacts to
Oh my
it.
goodness. He has like all these little flaps. Oh yeah, because he's sensitive to smell. On the website.
He's very
Do you mean the live classes or anime art school? Because anime art school is basically is here to stay. It's. I guess I'm a little bit confused.
Will the art school continue? Yeah, that's a forever thing.
Yeah, that's a forever thing.
We're simply talking about going to a con and having a booth in the middle of this year.
Yeah. If you're talking about the live classes, that's through Zoom.
The moment I got, call some, hey, hello, Promise Artist, hello, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Which is your favorite anime? I don't really know.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I have favorites, but not a favorite.
It's been a while since I watched any anime.
I would have to I feel like my favorite would have to be I have to be very, very picky. Basically, it would have to have almost no flaws whatsoever. The story has to be peak. The character development has to be peak. But that changes depending on the vibe, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. What's your favorite type of anime art style? There's so many different kinds.
I don't actually think I have a favorite. I like a lot of different art styles. I think there's so many that are just absolutely gorgeous. I can't pick.
Mm-hmm.
I love them all. I wouldn't say I love them all. I like a lot, though. There's a lot of different beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to pick a favorite, it would probably have something to do with nostalgia more than
the art style itself, just objectively. The manga's amazing, but the anime is coming this year. Oh, Witch Hat Atelier, nice. You should add 4 more big arrows to the cat camera, as well as Miki pointing to the cat with her mouth open. Oh, that's silly.
That's funny.
Hello, Milanese. Can you draw that same face in a classic, clearly Western version? You mean this?
Serious question. Have you ever drawn furries? I personally haven't drawn many furries. Christina's drawn more.
I've drawn a few, but
she used to run this furry account with her classmate in high school where they would pretend to be furries, and they started an Instagram and did commissions and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
They had a good time with it.
Yeah, it was fun.
And they did a meme account. It was furry art, right? Properly, and people did commissions and got them done. They thought it was funny and fun.
Mm-hmm.
The people who got the commissions were happy because it was good art.
It was just a fun little group project that honestly could have been more fun.
Yeah.
If I continued it.
Nice to see you both live. Nice to see you.
What's the brush?
Alive.
Alive. Oh, what was that? Oh, I was gonna say there was a short that I saw about this awkward tooth fairy that was trying to give a compliment. She's like, "You're lucky that you're alive. I like that about you." And she was I don't know, making an awkward comment because it was her first time talking to a kid or something. It was an awkward tooth fairy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yes, you can get this brush on our site. It's for free. It's a download. You go to our bio for this. Don't Google this link. Just go to the webpage and click it there. Do you ever get tired of drawing?
Not really.
Not really. I feel like
getting tired of I don't know, English or something, or getting tired of a language.
Yeah. I feel like if I were to draw this in a more Western style, I mean, then again, if you're talking about more of a DC vibe, they will probably have more emphasis on more realistic features. But I feel like my influence would still be a little bit more on the anime side because I've drawn that more. Yeah. But I have definitely drawn her in a more realistic style before. I would adjust style kind of like this. Now I don't really like this face right now. I feel like the nose is a bit weird. But that's how I would approach it, I guess. Change the proportions, maybe define a little bit more of the sides of her cheekbones. Add some more extra wrinkles somewhere. But I would do a bunch of studies if you want to change your style from more anime to something that's more Western. Just grab comics, do studies, and then kind of go back and forth. That's how I would do it.
Gimme.
Go ahead. I don't really like this very much though, so
Cute.
It is cute.
All right, so what's on the agenda today? What are we working on?
I don't know what we're working on, and I don't like saying I don't know, because I just said I don't like it being ambiguous. But we can talk about
Manga style drawing lessons. That's what I named it.
Maybe we can just start kind of looking through the manga that we got.
Sure. We can do a recap.
Yeah.
Yesterday we talked about a lot of fun stuff. We talked about
Heads.
We did breakdowns. I talked about constructing heads in 3D, understanding like the basic proportions and volumes of a head, and then kind of drawing the same thing out, constructing it from primitive forms, thinking about the 3D forms. And then, we went on and drew the same head, like, I don't know, like an hour or something later from memory, and used those same shapes and forms, and we're actually able to get pretty close to like what we saw even without the reference. And then what else did we talk about? Oh yeah, people asked about how to draw skirts and pleats and ruffles, and so these aren't really pleats, but someone was asking about like ruffles on a dress, so we talked about ribbons. This was actually a pretty good lesson here if you want to go check out the stream from yesterday. We talked about taking and starting from primitive forms and using them to build more complicated things and adding design to them later. Like simplifying things down into cones and cylinders and then using them to build more complicated stuff.
Yep.
Like, whatever. And we just built some like random examples.
With the water and filling it in.
That was big. Yeah, it's like you can think about like your primitive forms like a cup, and then you can build these things out into a volume that is inside of that cup, and it could go outside of the cup a little bit, but it's like the cup is kind of like a guideline. And yeah, and then Christina talked a lot about
anime heads, how to take the skull and the forms of the skull and transform that into a more anime, use that to transform into an anime style head. And then we also talked about like just various things, expression, style, which actually Colton got into drawing different styles and stuff as well. So that was fun.
Did I?
Yeah. We also talked about how to break down really messy hair. That's like really complicated, where to start, and then all that stuff.
Yeah.
I came across you guys first on Udemy, specifically from your How to Draw Clothing course. Do we have a How to Draw Clothing course?
I think you do.
Do I? Okay. Is the one from How to Draw Academy more in depth? Because I see it's around 11 hours opposed to 8 hours on Udemy.
It's like it's a 14-week long class. So like the one on Udemy is more like lesson. This one, it's a part of the whole school. So the clothing class is class 3, is it?
Yes, clothing class is class number
3. So there's a bunch of classes in anime art school, and it's structured more like a college. So this will be a 14-week long class that's broken up into individual weeks. We start off with the very basics, drawing a simple mannequin. We learn about the 7 basic folds. We learn about putting the clothes on the mannequin in a simple way. She's got like screenshots.
So this is stuff that
these are like lessons from the classes.
Yeah.
From the class. So we start off with that.
And then we learn about tension and compression.
Tension and compression, yes. 7 basic folds as well. And then there's a whole bunch of demos of different styles of clothes, different kinds of clothes, a whole bunch of stuff on, bunch of demos, how to identify folds, how to know when something's, under tension or compression. It's like very organized. It's like a class you would take in a college. So the Udemy classes are really old. We don't promote those anymore. They are, for us, a thing of the past. And the new classes are much more structured and higher level and organized.
Yeah.
They're still worth it. Like you can pick up a Udemy class for like $10 or whatever.
Oh yeah, they'd definitely be worth your money.
But we don't even promote our Udemy classes anymore.
Yeah, we promote this one now. These are our new classes.
Way more organized, way more, way better, just in general, all around.
I agree. Way better.
But it's part of a very large program.
So yeah, I teach you how to render clothes as well.
Yeah, but anyways, that is what we did last week. And we'll be moving into what we're doing this week.
Yeah.
Or not last week, last stream. And then I don't know what we're doing this stream exactly. We're going to be doing probably some
style studies.
I feel like I don't know if we're doing style studies so much as like paneling and like just taking a look at some manga and seeing how they lay things out.
Whoa, I didn't even realize that this first page is here.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Love it. So
I
cool.
am not particularly super interested in a style. We mostly teach foundation. We teach perspective, anatomy, figure drawing, composition, color theory, lighting. Like, we teach design. We don't focus too much on a particular style or breaking them down. I think a lot of the time artists find their own style naturally as they progress and learn foundation. Mm-hmm. Oh, you'll probably also be happy to see this, Fox.
Yep. Free Ren.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at some various manga. Or as one reviewer put it, Magna.
Yep.
Let's just purchase this How to Draw Magna book.
That's actually from a review of our book, and we loved it ever since. And they actually did a video on it. Like, they recorded a little him flipping the page, and it was like really nice to see. All right.
They're all bundled. They'll stay bundled because it's built as a complete program. I wouldn't want to sell a class that has other classes that come before it that we reference, and then people take the class and are like, "What are they talking about?" Like, because we tend to reference back to stuff that we talked about in the past because it's more like a college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not entirely against doing style studies ever. We just don't do them very often because it's so not our focus.
Right.
It's so dim, dude.
It is really dim. The lighting's
The problem
not
with
very
this
good.
camera is it's not automatically adjusting the exposure like the other one used to.
Yeah.
So
It really, yeah.
then the iPad's going to be super blown out.
Mm-hmm. How do you know how to be consistent with tall and short characters in different angles? You would have to understand like perspective and scale, and kind of keeping that consistent in that way. I think Colton has a really good demo on scale, but basically, keep in mind of the height of your character, each height, like how many meters tall are they, or how tall are they? Like, are they like 5 feet? Are they 6 feet? And then you would also, in different angles, keep in mind of how big the furniture is. So if their chair,
I think they're talking about perspective.
oh, about perspective.
Like angles as in perspective, probably.
I feel like you'd probably be better at teaching that.
I mean, this would have to do with like foreshortening. So if you want to get better at different size characters in perspective, like you have to realize that foreshortening really affects a lot of stuff and get good at, like, there's no easy answer, unfortunately. It's a difficult subject. So what?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
If there's a foreshortened plane that's going away from us, like, if you want to find like the halfway point or something, you can take that. And so your halfway point, this rectangle right here is way bigger than this rectangle right here, right? It's like way, way bigger than it. But because it's foreshortened, because it's going away from us, it ends up feeling differently. So like, you have to get good at gauging length in perspective, and that's only going to come with practicing it a lot and getting a feel for it. Like, you have 1 point perspective, you can drag out, say, a rectangle, right? Bring this back to here. We've talked about this recently as well. Bring these back to there. So if you want to draw like a box, in perspective, and then you close it off like this side right here is the foreshortened side, and this is going to appear like a lot shorter than it really is. So if you rotate this box, like this box is actually quite big long in the side view. It could even be like this, maybe right here, even though it's just this sliver right there. So a tall character would be longer than a short character, but just remember that with your foreshortening happening, you'll have like maybe a character like this, and maybe there's a character next to him, and they're like this.
Yep.
and you can kind of comparatively measure, right? Like, okay.
It's almost like if you have a short person, how tall are they in comparison to the tall person?
How high does the shorter person come up?
Are they up to their chest?
Yeah, it's like measure it out, right? Go, okay, maybe this person, their head comes up to about there. And you go, okay, you can split this into a full length and go, here's half, here's a quarter. And so, they come up to like here. So you could do the same exact thing, right? Like you split this, you go, maybe here's half, right? You can put your X through it like that. There's half. Here, you can do another one right here. I'll just do this really quick. There's half as well. And then this is like halfway through, right? Like that. So it's you're doing the same thing, you're just doing it in foreshortening, and the way to get the center of something is just by drawing an X through it. Mm-hmm. So this will work with a box that's not in perspective, right? Here's the center, here's the center. And this will also work with a box that is in perspective, right? And then this goes back to your vanishing point, and this is the center of that side. And now you could be looking down at this, right? Like you could see the top of a character's head. Like this may be the street down here, and this is like a straight down shot. And this is the top of a building.
Oh.
And there could be like cars down there. Like this is not necessarily going away from you. This could be looking straight down. You could have like buildings on each side of the street or whatever. Or this could be looking down, and this could be, I don't know, a person could be in here, right?
Oh, that's cool. Like a balcony.
Yeah, this could be like a balcony or something, right? And that's like, what is a shorter person than this person? Because it's all relative. And so like, you can't skip your basic like fundamentals, which is like perspective, subdivision, and your basic measuring, because it's the same as a side view. It's just foreshortened instead.
I just struggle with heights when it comes to eye view angles or under angles. Eye view, do you mean like at eye level?
Thank you, Tronica.
Thank you.
And welcome. Glad you came by and found us. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. I always find that it's easier, like let's say if I'm drawing a scene or an illustration, I always find that the easier one to draw is a taller person, because when I draw a shorter person and they're in a very particular pose, it's harder for me to visualize, okay, well, like, is the tall person this tall? I mean, I could definitely work that way, but I find that it's easier to do the taller person.
When it comes to eye view angles or under angles, you mean like a low horizon line where, like, is that what they mean? Like,
I think under angle is probably like a low horizon
like you're
line.
looking up at the character from below?
Probably. Ooh, it is?
Is?
Is!
Welcome. Oh my gosh, everybody
Yippee.
say hi to Is.
An OG.
An OG.
In our community.
I did tell her to come by.
Oh, nice.
Because I said, look what we got. There's Applejack. I told her I'd show her the cats.
Yep.
I don't know where Toby is. He's probably hiding in his little basket thing. Here's Applejack.
Oh. Silly little head. Kata.
Kata.
Kittia. How can you play with head shapes, like giving a girl like a square head and still have her look feminine? We could talk about that.
Welcome. You both make learning art fundamentals fun. So something you used to avoid in your early days got to give you flowers whilst you're still alive to smell them.
Oh, thank you. I never heard that saying before.
It sounds like a threat, honestly.
Sounds like a foreshadowing.
Subtle foreshadowing.
Subtle foreshadowing. So I think if you want to make a square head or even like a blocky head more feminine, you can think of it like extremes. So really sharp can be more masculine, right? Very hard angles, very sturdy. But if you softened the shapes, like maybe soften the corners, this is just like a concept, right? If you soften the corners, this feels a bit more feminine, because generally feminine features feels a little bit more gentler, feels softer, not as masculine, if that makes sense. So we can take this concept. Now, if you have like a girl with a squarish head, it doesn't have to be fully square, but it can have it can have elements of a square feature. So you can have, let's say the bottom, the top is round because it's kind of got to be.
Here's baby
for
number
for
two.
the skull. Baby number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that on his?
He's eating.
Oh, he was eating his little crumbs.
Eh.
Here's baby number 2. Here's Toby.
Toby.
Silly
He's got crap
Toby.
all over him. Look, there's even a food right there on my nail.
Where?
On my
Oh,
nail.
oh yeah.
He's
You're
a
such
messy
silly-
eater.
He's a messy eater.
There's Toby.
He's so silly. Mhm. So I think you can kind of get a more squarish head by maybe making the chin softer, like maybe the chin square, but keeping things soft. Or you can go like a combination of circle plus square. But, you know, we can start with this first and see if you like it, right? And generally feminine features will also include shapes on the inside. So this may look masculine at first until you know, maybe put more feminine features like a more gentler nose, kind of more doe-like eyes, or something that's more feminine. I'm not saying like this is the epitome of femininity, but you're giving context. So try to add whatever thing that is feminine to a specific shape, and then you'll generally get that kind of result. Right? This girl looks feminine because she has bright eyes, you know, lashes, kind of softer brows, softer nose, softer mouth, soft everything, but her head is still squarish. So you can definitely play with that kind of vibe as well. Or maybe instead of making the bottom super flat, you can kind of chisel it out a little bit and make it a little bit pointier. But I think I like the other shape more because it feels more squarish. And, you know, you can also move the proportions a little bit to keep the character authentic. I don't exactly know what character it's supposed to be. Or if you want, like, the more masculine face, like a tough girl, but still feminine, you can definitely give the girl more of, like, a stronger jaw. Think of, what was that? There's definitely some characters that have more masculine features but are still feminine. I think your key is adding lashes, like adding some sort of like makeup, right? Like eyeshadow, eyeliner, lashes, trimmed, arched eyebrows, right? The messier it is, the more masculine it is, just because that's the vibe, right?
The messier it is?
Like the more unkept, not as groomed.
Really?
I've noticed that. At least for a lot of characters, like feminine eyebrows. Of course, like not every girl character will have like super trimmed, but you'll notice like a more graceful arch. And when you have like a tougher character, you know, they're kind of rough around the edges, you can kind of see more unevenness and messiness in the eyebrows. That's what I've noticed. But it also just depends on like how you want to present it.
There was a question earlier about metal, and I can talk a little bit about that. Like, how would you render like metal? Metal is, and then we'll get into like more like style studying and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I drew this quick little background, and all I really did was just separate like this from down here. Just something to put it on, because like you can't really render metal without environment information, because metal reflects the world. It's like a mirror. It's like, how do you draw a mirror without anything to reflect? It's like you can't really tell it's a mirror in that case. So with metal, maybe we'll start with like a metal sphere, right?
Ooh.
And then I'll just fill this in. All right, now if we want to render this as metal, we are probably going to want to start by putting just maybe like a very subtle gradient on the bottom, because the sky is our light, and we might get some like ambient occlusion and stuff down here. So I'll just make like a new layer really quick and just go boop, and then we'll just squish down and make a quick little shadow below it. It's going to be a really soft shadow because this is going to be like kind of diffused lighting. Now, if I want to render this metal and make it look more like that, just remember that like since this is a mirror of our environment, or like at least a somewhat mirror, the ground is going to be reflected in this area and the sky is going to be reflected in this area, right? So think about this in terms of like the topology here, and this works with just metal things in general, right? So let's just say up here, maybe we get like part of the sky, right? It's like maybe like a blue sky or something. So let's just put some of the sky in there. And then down here on the ground, we're going to take some of like this ground color. Maybe we'll make it a little bit darker because reflections tend to reflect just like a little bit darker or whatever. And we'll just...
That's interesting how that works. Wow. It already looks like metal.
Do something like that. We'll get a little bit of the Fresnel effect around the edges. We'll maybe crisp some of this up to give it a little bit more of a, will look like that. We can also reflect a little bit of this ground as it goes away from us. We could put some scratches on it. So it's like, it's literally just a mirror. Like this is pointing up, this is pointing down. Maybe we'll get a little bit of this sort of thing around here. Gonna rough this up just a little bit. Maybe we'll get kind of like a dark bit around there. Dark bit maybe down here. So like this is going to reflect the wall behind it as we go up, right? And now whatever this is, this could be like buildings. You might be able to see like buildings and stuff in here. So maybe we come up here and this is kind of acts like a fisheye lens. So whatever you see maybe like over here in the distance.
Wow.
Like maybe you see like a wall come up this side. You see maybe like a wall come up this side. Maybe the sky up here is like a little bit brighter. We could put some like scratches on it. Right?
Oh, it was the background, a wall, like a piece of cobblestone?
Yeah, the background is like a wall.
Okay.
Right? Could put a little thing like that, maybe a little bit of scratches over here. So like you can see that when I'm rendering metal, I'm not really getting like a core shadow as much because metal is a strange material where it's just like a reflector of the environment. And so you'll get this sort of thing as well where it like comes up really steeply right there. Like this is the horizon line right like here, and it'll curl up like around the edges like this. Like that. And so this is all the ground, by the way. Like this is the ground.
It's
so if I have like a person is drawing what?
It's kind of like drawing a fisheye.
It is literally like a fisheye. Yeah. If I have a person in here, they probably end up looking like that in the reflection of the ball, right? And if there's a person over here, they'll probably be like this.
Why does it curl up and not down?
It's just the way that it is. If my camera was lower, it would curl down. I don't really know how to explain it in a really simple and quick way, but basically it just has to do with the way that like the surface reflects it. But if I was below this sphere, looking at it from below, and you could see, and like the horizon line took up more of it, you'd probably get it curling down like this.
Arabelle says, guys, I have unfortunate news. I'm poor again. No more rich me.
Oh, I'll have to change your Discord name again then.
What?
I mean, I think Discord will probably respond to your poorness. There we go. Right? And then there could be like little things in the background like this. Whatever. If we have a sun, maybe we get something like that. And it kind of looks like a metal ball. I'm not the best at doing this kind of stuff, but
I think it looks convincing.
It's relatively close. Like if you can do it this convincing, and again, this entirely depends on your environment. Like if this was a grassy environment with trees, it would not look like this. It is literally your environment wrapped around a ball. So if you don't know the environment, you really can't render the metal. if you want to do like simple metal rendering, I would say, let's just draw like a cylinder or something. Metal tends to be pretty high contrast, all right? So like metal, we draw, come on, dude. Thank you.
This is Photoshop.
We draw a cylinder. We'll tend to get a couple of zones. We'll get like a highlight. This will be like a reflection. We'll get probably a pretty dark. And then we'll get like the ground reflected. And so we could do something like this. And then maybe we'll get like, the ground could be here again. And this would be reflecting whatever is back here. So if I've got like a red sheet of paper on the ground laying back here, like this, like you're going to see that red in this reflection. If I've got a big green sheet of paper, like to make it like really, really obvious, right? Like if I've got a green sheet of paper laying on the ground in front of this cylinder is reflecting this green sheet of paper. If I've got blue up here, like a blue sheet of paper up here, this cylinder is reflecting this blue sheet of paper. Like that is how metal works. It literally reflects whatever is around it, right? So if I have like, I don't know, pink, like a pink thing in front of this, right? Like if this is like the ground and it connects to the ground like, you know, here, I'm probably going to get this pink up in here.
Wow.
Like that's how metal works, is it's like it reflects the environment. And if this was like a matte rendered material, it wouldn't be nearly as much, like, it wouldn't do that nearly as much. You'd still get like a shadow, right? Like you'd still get a shadow like this on the ground, depending on where the light is coming from. If it's coming from like the front or the back or the side, you'd get a shadow coming off of it. But if this was just like a matte rendered cylinder that's not metal, it wouldn't really look like that. You'd get much more of the true value of the cylinder and the true color of the cylinder. So like coming in here and we, you know, whatever value that cylinder is, and you could come halfway down to black. Here's like the core. Maybe you could have like a little bit of a turning edge in there. You could have a little bit of bounce light. You know, here's that core right there.
I can't even render an environment, let alone metal in one.
Well, that's the difficult part about metal, right? But like there's a lot of corners you can kind of cut with metal. It's like, I mean, video games don't reflect the entire environment or else your computer would explode. So they just kind of cheat it. They have like an HDRI that gets like mapped to it. Have you ever noticed, like, if you're playing a game and you like look in, I don't know, if you have like a gun in the game with like a scope on, right? And it's like, here's the scope going away from you, and you see like, you'll see an environment reflected in the scope, but you'll notice that it's not actually the environment that's behind you in the game. It's just like
some kind of,
it's similar to it, but it's not the environment. Or if you're like looking at a car in a game, right, you'll notice that like there's reflections on the car, but they're not actually the environment. They're just like a fake version of the environment. So like you can kind of fake it in a way that is believable.
Mm-hmm. Can you show us how to draw shoulders for and arms of male and female after this?
Like this. We're actually probably going to get more on topic after this. We're going to go into more of like the manga breakdown studying stuff, I think. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is we're going to get like, it's already 40 minutes into stream, and for some reason I'm rendering metal. You know, it really gets away from you.
It does. And I was like,
but we have talked about that in the past, and we can absolutely do that in a future stream as well.
If you want to draw like bodies and stuff, which also includes the shoulders for male and female, I have a video on how to draw bodies for both male and female in our YouTube channel. They're posed, but I still cover like how to connect stuff, like breaking down the neck and shoulders into cylinders and blending them with the muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can check that out on Draw Anime Academy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these books that we got. What do we want to do? Like, what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with your witch hat?
I think witch hat would be kind of interesting. I'm not. I think it'd be really cool to talk about it because you know, when people ask like, oh, how do I draw an XYZ style? I think a lot of the time people think, how do I just do the etching? How do I do the details? How do I do all that stuff? But really, the style is just paint on a house. The structure is very, very good.
Yeah, the style, like at least how most people would refer to style, and it's not like style isn't important, and it's not like style doesn't take skill. Style is the surface covering of those foundations. Like the fact that they drew the front leg and you can also see the back leg on the other side, that's like design. That's like a smart design's decision. This character is in perspective. You can see here's the horizon line. Here is the perspective lines, right? Perspective line, vanishing point off over to the left right here. Vanishing points going off like that. Look,
you can see in the shoes, the pants.
Here's the river or whatever this is, like rock.
A path, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a path. Vanishing point. See her, the bottom of her pants are lined up with this same thing. It's because she's in the same perspective as the background. You can see that, right? The bottom of her skirt. Zoop. There's the vanishing point. There's the vanishing point. There's the vanishing point. Going from it. And you're starting to look up at the hat so you get the bottom of that cylinder.
Yep.
So when we talk about style, like the reason that we don't actually cover style that much is because it's kind of like paint on the house. It's kind of like how you decorate the inside of your house. It doesn't make the house, right? You don't build the house by putting pictures on it. Like you don't build the house with hatching or with color or with cell shading. The cell shading, the hatching, the color, that goes on top of those underlying foundations, right? Like these are phenomenal artists. They know figure drawing, they know clothing drawing, they know anatomy, they know perspective, they know composition. And so the way that they choose to show these things is, I don't want to say, it's not an afterthought. It's more like their own personal preference, but everybody's really doing the same thing, right?
Yeah. Like, I would say if you want to draw clothes like this or like folds, you'd have to do a bunch of clothing folds and studies. You know, this person definitely knows what they're doing with finding what folds they want. Like, these are half log folds. These are, you know, showing the folds on the body. This forms of the body.
There we go.
Whoops.
That's all good.
They're showing, here's where the leg is, and they're describing that with a fold. Here's how it wraps around, and so it's all the fundamentals. And every single thing that they do with manga is like, it's just all composition, establishing shot, maybe like a flashback, which would basically mean it's a similar shot to this but just more subdued. And then it's also very character focused, so like you have an environment focused scene and then a more character focused, and they kind of switch back and forth depending on what's happening in the story.
I'm trying to figure out a way, because we have the physical book here and we can look at it, but what I think we should do is we should take a picture of it. What maybe what I'll do here,
we should have gotten that scanner.
is we just take a picture with our phone.
Yeah.
Maybe what I'll do, art stream vertical.
I feel like these kind of shots is what scares people, because it's like this, like you're looking down at this character, you're like, how do I even construct this perspective? Look how simple this background is right here. It's a piece of a wall with stairs.
Where do those go?
I was making my own cardboard cutout of an anime character. I drew it by hand. Oh, awesome. How do they draw clothes so well, but so simply? It's mind-boggling. I think it's mind-boggling when you haven't drawn a lot of clothes. Because when you draw a lot of clothes and you do a lot of clothing studies, you can basically reverse engineer this. You're like, oh, I know what this artist is doing. Like these etching styles here, it's basically they know values, but they're describing it with hatching instead. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to.
My best friend got your books for me. I love them. Oh, awesome.
I'm trying to figure out how to make this easier. We're probably just going to have to take photos of it and then drag the photos into our art program. For some reason, they won't let us do a projector with the vertical.
Wow, this one has like a lot more close-up scenes here because it's a very emotional scene. Very cool. I tend to stay more near my level for studies, if that makes sense. Como is like an art god. Well, I feel like if it's with your level...
It's the same fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, this artist is using those same exact fundamentals. Okay, now it's upside down for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, the better the artist, it's not necessarily like you should study worse artists because they're closer to your level. Like, I honestly think the opposite. I think you should study the best artists or your favorite artists because you can, like, they're generally doing stuff the best and the clearest. Like, the thing with really good artists is they're not doing... They're making it simpler. They're making it even easier to understand. It's like an artist that's not as good, they may use a more complicated thing. So the artist who's not as good a lot of the time will even be more difficult to understand. It's like the best artists are the ones who make things the simplest to understand. I'm not talking about detail. I'm talking about like that, what we were talking about yesterday, which is like the abstraction. Really clear, really effective storytelling, really good compositions. I would definitely recommend like studying your favorite artists because their communication is really crisp and clear and doesn't have a lot of distractions and fluff.
Yeah, they're a good example.
They're a great example. Like, it's not like they're too high of a level to study because it just doesn't really work like that for art. It's like they're the ones who are doing things the clearest. They're usually the ones that are the best to study.
Yeah, because they do what you wanted. Yeah,
because they're not doing anything unnecessary. It's straight to the point. There's nothing that's not needed. Does that make sense? I would think that's definitely the best way to do it.
I agree.
Yeah, like
And
it
it's
is
like, and it's
easy to
where
get
you want to
discouraged, I
reach.
suppose. Yeah, I mean, people definitely can get discouraged. I think it's really inspiring, personally. Like, looking at artists who are very high level, I think it's super inspiring.
Yeah.
I have not found a good way to break this down.
We might need to just look up, like, on Google, like, which Atelier manga pages or something. And there might be some good images.
I don't like this. You know, I guess I could do this, but it's not really... Okay, I'd like to look for... You know, like, we could break down this panel, for example. So this one maybe.
Well, that one's a good one.
And I'll take a screenshot of it.
Sure.
So maybe keep it in view and make it nice and big, and don't block any of it with the head. And then I'll just take a screenshot of it. And
yeah,
so
I think
can you
that'll
pull
work.
it closer?
Closer, sure.
I don't want it blocked with my head.
We got it.
I think that works pretty
Yeah,
well.
I think so too. I want to start commission soon, but I'm so nervous. Try it. Just try it and see. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's more just like do it because it sounds fun. And you'll figure things out, you know, as you continue doing commissions. That's actually a really good composition. I like that.
There's a lot of good compositions.
There's so many good
book.
ones.
And you'll notice in a lot of manga, like, they're not doing things that are super complicated.
Yeah.
Like,
look, they just filled this whole thing in black.
Yeah.
That's
it's
it.
Silhouette,
Silhouette.
foreground, and then you've got a character in the background.
Man. Everything flows so well together.
We got this piece right here. I think this is a good example.
Can I ask you about your books? Like, what are they about and what's the general prices? Our first book, which is How to Draw Manga, is basically just the basics of how to draw manga in the manga style and characters. But it covers the fundamentals like anatomy and how to draw the basics of hair, how to break it down, heads and, yeah, just heads and proportions. And also kind of like basic illustration making. And then the second book, which is How to Draw Characters, is more focused on design principles. And you create, or you see us create our own characters with different vibes and also cover a lot of things like expressions and poses and storytelling illustrations as well. So that's what our books are about. And they're about like $26, $27 on Amazon.
So, like, put simply, you've got this triangular this triangular thing in the middle, right? Like the person with their cloak and everything. And so the way that they're composing this is they're going, there's this triangle in the middle, right? They've got like another dark shape over here. Not that this one's a dark shape, but like this shape right here, triangle. This is very, very, very clearly a nice, stable, a very nice, stable shape. Look at that. It is almost perfectly encapsulated by this kind of diamond triangular shape.
And it's right smack dab in the middle.
That's very intentional. And then you've got all of these, and you got these in the middle. And then you have all of these horizontal lines that create depth that are going across the canvas here, right? So like I'm talking graphically, we're ignoring all of those details, we're ignoring all of those things because it's like we're placing things in the shot. Like when we are designing a composition, let's think really, really, really simply in terms of like graphically, where are we going to put stuff? Like where are our objects before we start getting into like, you know, all of the nitty gritty details of, okay, this is the hat and those are all the details. This is super important stuff to think about.
Yeah. May I ask for the name again so I can search on Amazon? You can actually search it up on our bio.
Yeah, so we have a link on our bio with our
with the
but
books
it's
attached.
Anime Academy How to Draw Manga, or Anime Academy How to Draw Characters.
Yep.
Based on whether it's book 1 or 2, right? And so you get a lot of triangular stuff here, but like look at the background, right? All of these are like these sort of rolling planes, and they're doing the same thing really as what you see all over the place, which is like, right? It's just being split up. They've got these, like this is actually very similar to the practice assignment that we always talk about, which is this one, right? You like rolling the form around. They're doing that, except it's with dirt on the hill. Dirt. Right? It's just the hill. So it's like this, right? It gets more parallel right here, and it gets less parallel over there. And so if you come down here, you can see here's your line, your area right here, and then it comes out, right? And they're splitting it up in an interesting design because they're showing that there's form. And of course, you know, they dot it or whatever. Like we tend to be very obvious with what we're doing, but artists will disguise it a lot more. You'll see this very well disguised, right? And so like you've got like a foreground, a midground, and a background, right? FMB. That's like pretty standard when you're doing shots, right? Foreground, midground, and background. Like all this could be like the background basically. And you've got, what do we also talk about all the time? Object. Like let's say we get a triangle. This object breaks through multiple layers of background. So like here's a layer of background, here's a layer of background, here's a layer of background.
The zigzagging, that's really good.
The zigzagging.
It's almost like checkerboarding, but not really.
Exactly. And so if we want to put something and we want to make it feel like it has depth, one solution is that you can have it break multiple layers in the background. That's very common in landscape painting and when you want to create depth. So what are they doing? They have this character here breaking all of these lines in the background, right? Like a broken line, a broken line, a broken line. And so they're cutting through whatever's behind it, and it gives the illusion of depth, right? It's like we talk about that. We've talked about that a lot before. And all of these, right? They're crisscrossing. And like the grass details themselves, it's like that's not the hard part, right? Like you've seen us do this before on stream where we go.
How much is your manga book? I forgot. It is around, I think, $26 or $27.
It's 27.
27? Okay.
Yeah, it's always been 27.
You can find it on Amazon. That'll show you the
unless
pricing.
they have a special discount that's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And so we do this. We take our shadow and we break the edge. And then we take our shadow and we break the opposite edge. You know, if you've been around here, you see me do this all the time. You see me break the edge. And then that's how you do a shadow on grass. You take light and overlap it on the dark, and you take the dark and you overlap it on the light. Or in this case, you know, you kind of just like rough it up a little bit. Rough it up.
Rough it up.
Rough it up. Right? It gives it a little bit of teeth, a little bit of grit. And so, like, you can see that all of these things they're doing them very well, right? Phenomenal
Very
artists.
well.
These are those fundamentals. Breaking overlaps. And then, of course, you can come down here and, like, this is exactly the sort of thing that we talked about yesterday, wherever it is. Right? These are three-dimensional forms. Three-dimensional forms. And they go up. Right? The bottom is like a ribbon. I mean, it's a ribbon that goes back to one spot. So that's why we always talk about the fundamentals here, is because, like, we don't particularly doing, like, when we say style, we're talking about how they're applying these things. Like, when we look at artists, we go, in which way is this artist applying these underlying principles? We're not just talking about,
how they hatch.
They're hatching in this particular way, which is part of their style, absolutely. It's more of like a surface decoration part of their style. It's like, it's very easy to pay attention to it when you don't know to look for this other stuff. But, like, when I see style, I'm going, in which way are they breaking up a tree? Like, this is a really cool little breakdown of, like, a tree. You got a dark mass. And, like, if I were to study this person's style, I would really pay attention to, like, how are they showing things with those same fundamentals? Like, let's go down here and, I don't know, do like this or something, right? And so it's like, oh, like, that's an interesting way that they decided to show this, whatever, positive and negative space. Like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. You know? That's cool. And, like, how do they rough up the edges?
Is there a tutorial on how to draw chibis? Yes, there is one. It's called How to Draw Chibis 3 Ways on our YouTube channel. Chibis.
Dude, that would be fun. Treebies.
Treebies?
Like little cute trees.
Wait, that's cute.
Right? And again, like, there's a lot of skill involved in the craftsmanship of the lines and the hatching. Like, there is a lot of skill in it. It takes a lot of practice, but that's not, like, what makes this style. Like, I think it would be, like, disrespectful to the artist to think, like, their style is summarized in an interesting way to hatch.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they're so good at perspective. They're so good at composition. They're so good at storytelling. They're so good at, like clothing folds and drawing and all that kind of stuff. Like, all of these decisions are so relevant. But it's those same principles, right? And, like, no matter how many manga books we go through, and you'll see it on stream as we go through these books, right? We're going to literally just repeating the same thing over and over and over, except they're kind of going to slightly present it in different ways. Like, we got Chainsaw Man here.
Ooh.
And you'll see that they're going to be doing the same exact things and showing it in slightly different ways. Like, I really like this here. Like, how they decide to show the movement of the body with lines. It's like they're still using folds. They're still using, you know, the form. Like, Power is behind, what's his name, Genji or
Denji?
Denji?
Yep.
Power is behind him, and so she's on the ground behind him. There's the drop shadows. Those shadows below them are giving you a sense of space. They're acting like the ground below them, so you can see where they're positioned in 3D space, right? Like, when I demo this on stream, you hold that? When I demo this kind of stuff on stream, I just make it really obvious, right? I don't do it elegantly. I do this. Right? Anybody who's seen our stream for a while knows that I do this. And I'm going, you know, here's this. Where's this sphere? Is it here? Is this the shadow? Is it here? Is this the shadow? Right? Is it here? Is this the shadow? Like, I'm literally moving the sphere and changing the size of it as well. It's like that game where you, like, look and it becomes the reality. Is that the shadow? Right? In which case the sphere is way behind the cylinder. Like, it's totally behind it. But if I move this shadow, now the sphere is, like, slightly in front of the cylinder, and it's a lot smaller. And so you can see that the way that this artist is showing, where's that page?
Here you go.
The way that the artist is showing where they are, they're doing it in a very elegant way, right? They're going like, here they are. Here's his foot touching the ground. Here's her foot touching the ground, or slightly off the ground, but it's like still very clear. Mm-hmm. And I think like the way that artists choose to show these foundational things is very much what contributes to their style.
Absolutely.
And like that's what we're talking about, right? Like, look at this hammer here. It's a box.
Yep, it's a box.
It's literally a box. And they've decided to show a lot of the box with purely silhouette. Like, that's a really interesting way to show a box, right? But it's still a box. And so if you go, let me see that box. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, you know, here's the hammer. And I'm just going to show these sides in just black. That's basically what they did, right? And then I'm going to show the handle with black. Mm-hmm. And then my details, right? And this is like, boop. We've chopped off, we beveled the box a little bit.
Ooh,
so we chop off the sides. We chop the sides. And then they come down here. And instead of a line, they make a line out of hatching.
Yeah, like, they do.
That's cool. Like,
that is
cool.
A little
hatching, right? And then they've gone, you know, there's the hammer.
It's almost like they're painting, not necessarily drawing.
Yeah.
You know?
You can tell this person can paint. Mm-hmm. Whoever did this is a good painter too.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're using painting like concepts.
Yeah.
Shape. They're painting with shape and sides, right? I like redraw this and then maybe put like a little gradient on it and then go, you know, that's how they like did the line. And they've got some like surface detail and stuff. And you know, they've decided that like right here, there's like blood spatters or whatever, right?
Yep.
And they like radiate out.
It contributes to the bluntness.
Yeah, it's
like they're not using like sword slashing type blood marks. They're using like blunt damage.
Yeah.
Bludgeoning damage.
It's like.
Yeah.
Like I think this stuff is super super cool, and they're very good, right? Like they're a lot better of an artist than I am. Probably better than I'll ever be. Hopefully not. You know, maybe I'll get good someday. But like it's the same foundational principles that everybody is using, right? Like this is the hammer. It's a box. And so people will be like, why do I have to draw boxes? It's like
because everything is a box.
Everything is in 3-dimensional space, and a box is just like one of the simplest ways to show that 3D space. So if you can't draw a box, it's like going like, why do I have to practice the alphabet?
Yeah.
When I want to write a novel, like I don't see most of the alphabet appear on its own one time in a novel. Like I never see the letter Z by itself. I never see the letter W by itself in a novel. So it's like, so why do I need to learn the alphabet? It's like, well, it's what you build everything with.
Building blocks.
It is the building blocks.
How do you find your art style? I've been struggling with drawing how I want to.
You find it you develop it. You develop it based on your preferences. Mm-hmm. You just find it. There's
multiple ways to go about it. A lot of the time it's like you have an artist that you're really inspired by, you draw like them, and you also have your own decisions that you make over time as you continue drawing. If you learn the fundamentals, it's going to elevate your art style. How do manga artists decide how simple or detailed to draw a scene? That's interesting. That's like the question of how do I find my art style? It's like try both and see which one you like better. Mm-hmm. It has less to do with detail and more to do with directing attention. Like you can make something incredibly detailed, but the attention is very clearly directed. It's gorgeous. Like it's absolutely gorgeous work. Mm-hmm. It's like how they skin the fundamentals, right? It's like this skin that goes on top of it, and the skin is like really well done. I think it just depends on what you want to show. Like if you want to show someone's emotional state, but also you want to draw them beautifully, you can determine would detail work better in this scene or not. But like in here, for example, this one, I mean, you can see some detail, but mostly it's much simpler than this panel. You can see that things are just blacked out. This is all blacked out. It's just made to be simple because it's just showing the motion. That's not meant to be a detailed scene. It's just detailed enough where you can see what's happening. Yeah.
It depends. Is
Yeah.
it an important shot for the detail, or is it just two characters that are talking and you want people to pay attention to the characters? Like, that is your own artistic like decision to make.
Yeah.
How much detail do I add? Do I make it simple? Do I make it complicated? How much breathing room do I give characters? Do I want like empty space around the characters? Do I want things to feel claustrophobic and cluttered to give a certain feeling or vibe or mood, right? Like if a character is just surrounded by all this noise, it's like, I can't think. I can't. It's like having a cluttered desk.
I actually think it's interesting because a lot of people are like, I need to know how to draw backgrounds for manga, but a lot of character focused panels have no background at all. Like, not every panel has a background.
A lot of panels.
A lot of panels don't even have a background.
What was the book that we got that barely had any backgrounds?
We saw Clamp didn't have any background.
Oh,
Chobits,
yeah.
but we never got it.
We
Chobits
checked out.
barely had
We
any
checked out
background.
Chobits, and like very few shots actually even had a background. Like, they're literally standing in the middle of the room talking, no background, completely empty.
But then they'll
so
also
that's how
show,
Clamp did that.
Yeah, they also show like detail in other ways, which is like
Mm-hmm.
gradient effects. This is just to show mood and
Mm-hmm.
also just to have like some kind of context for the background, but no particular landscape. You'll notice that
I see a lot of checkerboarding in that shot.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of checkerboarding.
Light against dark, against
Against
light,
light,
against
against
dark,
dark.
against light, and then you've got light against dark, against light,
And even
right?
up
Light,
here,
dark, light, dark, light. Where?
even in the border,
Yeah.
light, dark.
That's checkerboarding. Like, they're using the principles of light against dark against light against dark to direct your attention and make things interesting. And I just think that's phenomenal, right? And
Yeah.
it helps highlight what you want people to look at, because if you have dark against dark, it does not draw the attention like light against dark. And so you can hide and show things.
Here's how they hide it. Here's the bit
You're
of the
not
roof.
showing it, really.
Here's the roof, but they fade it out. This is just meant to show context as to where the angle, what angle are they in. But like everything else in the atelier is not shown. It's just faded out.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Oh, Apple. Love how they use panels. Absolutely love it too.
Yeah.
And they're all very simple. They're just a bunch of boxes and rectangles, like rectangle,
And
arranged
overlapping.
very nicely. Yeah.
Like, they're even creating overlaps within the panel, right? So, like, for example, I just saw on a page earlier, like, they got a panel like this, and then they just decide to go, okay,
Cross it over.
I'll put another panel here and create a little bit of depth or interest. Because, like, what's one of the best ways to break up shapes? Put another shape on top of it. So instead of a rectangle, this is now this shape, and it's made the shape more interesting. This is actually one of the best ways to make interesting shapes when you're doing environment and background painting. And so, like, again, you can tell the artist. Can you find that? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
Here it is. So you'll see right here, they have overlapped this background one, and they've overlapped the bubble. So they're thinking like
Graphic.
out of the fourth wall. They're going, I'm not just composing within my shot, I'm composing the frames of the shots as well, right? Like, this is fourth wall thinking. It's going, this is a physical rectangle that I am putting on top of this other rectangle and blocking the first one. So it's like, viewers, like, composition transcends just within your scene. This is like graphic design. Like, that's why this artist, that's why so many people like how this artist does this, is because it's like they're graphically designing these panels together as well. So
And
don't think you're locked into something. You can, like, whatever gets the story across, whatever makes something look interesting.
And then there's like panels that are more organized and separated.
Yeah.
I really like how there's two characters, one character. It's like this flow, and all the placement of the characters matches for the most part.
Yeah,
Like, he's
everything has
almost
been
always
considered.
Yeah, everything's been considered. They know the space that the character is walking around in. Here, we're looking at it from her point of view, so she's in front of him, but then in a different angle, he's behind her, and that makes sense.
I like that shot of the girl. It's very it's very interesting, right?
Yep.
You've basically got like dark.
Oh, that one right here. It's really good.
Dark. Dark.
Interruption.
Light.
Yep, light.
And then in like this is a very well graphically designed shape, right? From an abstract standpoint. And then they put their character inside of it, of course, right? Like whatever it looks like exactly, like that, and the hair, and it comes down like that, you know, and there's the face or whatever, and the shirt comes down and out and kind of over top of this. Like that's how they've.
That's nice.
Oh, and then you've got the speech bubble, but the speech bubble, actually, it's kind of like more over here, right? And then
Close enough.
this whole thing is kind of like cropped more like this, right? Speech bubble comes down here, like that. This is just a very well designed shape. Like this could be an environment. It could be what they did, which is like a character with a speech bubble, right?
Oh, thank you for the gift, Hisashi and Crafty Ketty.
There we go, right? But like they're thinking in terms of like graphically designing something. Like I have a shape, and I have another shape breaking that shape, and then I have another smaller shape breaking that shape, and then they've got like another dark shape down here. And so like some of these studies that Christina did in the past, where were those studies that you did?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
this
those
study that Christina did, it's the same exact thinking. You're going light on top of dark, dark on top of light, a distribution of interesting shapes. Like you've got a medium shape here, you've got a smaller shape here, you've got little shapes, you've got big shapes. So it's like the same graphical thinking that all these artists are using, right? And the style is like, it transcends style. It's just like thinking in terms of shapes and arrangement of things.
Well, I think this is like super high level thinking, because once you know the fundamentals and once you can draw, you can save a lot of mental energy for composition, because now you're not thinking, how do I draw the hand? How do I draw this hand? I'm stuck on here. Or how do I draw the face? Like you're like, I know how to draw that. I'll worry about that later. I'm just going to worry about the composition. And then you'll fix all that stuff later on.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just like do everything perfectly all at once. A lot of the time, actually, let me go grab this thing real quick. This book. Here we go.
Well, this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we picked up this book recently. Thought it was really, really cool. Been checking it out and reading a bit of it.
This
Can
is
you
how
show the
they.
cover?
Yeah, yes, this is the book.
Yeah, the
Shonen
Shonen
Jump.
Jump Guide to Making Manga. It's actually a really good book.
It is really good.
Super cool.
They have, like,
interview a bunch of
examples.
manga artists and frequently ask questions and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're all saying the same stuff, by the way.
Yeah, actually,
Like-
a lot of the questions
Oh my gosh.
is very similar to how some of you guys ask
Yeah.
questions, which I'm like, oh wow.
Try to find some of those in a little bit, because
Yeah.
I think that's actually quite funny. Like, oh, what do you do, or how do you do this? And it's just like, oh my gosh, sounds like
Yeah, let me find it real quick so I can save the page. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, this is how a lot of people thumbnail their manga. It's so simple. They don't care.
Storyboarding.
Yeah, this is the storyboarding aspect where they're like, I want to place a character here, character here. They have like little footnotes like, oh, who is this character supposed to be?
Yeah.
You
And
know?
many of them consider this like the most important part, because once this is figured out, all that's left to do is to actually draw it. And if you've been practicing and studying your fundamentals, that's not the hard part. Mm-hmm. It's just not the harder part. Like the harder part is, how do I get my story across?
Look, it's so simple. I would thumbnail like this if I was doing this, you know.
You know.
And then they'll like refine it later. That's just like the really, really rough sketch. So they ask like, let me think. Is there a secret? There's no secret killer manga magic formula. Like, there's no secret. There's no one way to do it. See, look, there's no secret formula with steps for creating an awesome manga. Let me see.
This is a great book, by the way. It's a really good read. It's very interesting if you want to like make your own story or your own,
Yeah.
comic or manga.
There's got to be a right way to create manga, right? To be honest, I'm convinced that Jump editors must have some secret, legendary manga textbook locked in a safe that could help anyone learn to do it like the pros. I'd love to take a peek. And then they say there's no secret. There's no secret because you're basically exploring kind of on your own, and you're working with what's best for you, with what you have, and you're working with, other people. And they're also like thinking what is good for the story. So I just thought that was super interesting. And then they're talking about how do you study manga? And they were just saying, study your favorite manga character, like your manga comics. And they're like, but is tracing bad? And they're like, it's just practice. You're not plagiarizing. You're doing this for yourself. So copy, not trace, but copy the format, the composition, and then do your own version and compare, And so it's just so interesting to see all these different styles of drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I really like to see. More than the finished product, this is like all the thinking stuff.
It's like when you're talking to a concept artist and they're just like, oh my gosh, why does everybody only publish polished work? I want to see the sketches and rough ideas.
I know.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, I love this. Look how they paneled this. So the story is like these two thugs. They have to
so good.
I don't know, they have to catch a burglar because someone stole a purse, right? And they're like bickering with each other. And they were so scary that the thief ended up returning the purse. And I love the paneling of this. It's just such a funny story. They're like close up. It's like a joke.
The guy who made JoJo's. Yeah, we have that book. The creator of JoJo's did a book. Mm-hmm. It's like a black book cover with like a blue star or something. I don't remember exactly. Mm-hmm. So I think I should go grab that actually.
Yeah. So I want to just talk about my thoughts of this whole sketch. So let me go and see the prompt real quick. The prompt is 2 high school boys on their way home come across a purse snatcher and put a stop to the crime. How they do is up to you. And they did it in 2 pages. A 2-page story with a simple prompt. And so this person, I don't know who this artist is, Hideaki Sorachi. He interpreted it with 2 delinquents. They are bickering among themselves. A thief snatches a purse from an old lady. And they're still bickering. They're like chasing while they're bickering with each other. And they're just like doing all this crazy stuff. The thief catches up. He's super scared. Whoa, that's weird. And then in the end, he's sandwiched between two of them. And he's like, I'm too scared. Here you go. Here's the purse. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. And everything is all so emotional. There's such an emotional drive to this composition. It's so cool. Introduction. Mm-hmm. What's going on with the two? Remember, it's not another close-up. It's here's what's happening. Then next, going on the story, hey, oh no, something happened. And there's like close up of the thief.
What are they doing? Do dances together?
It says chasing him while exchanging death stories, death threats.
It's funny.
So they're chasing the robber. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. And they're like, I don't know. I just think that's so funny.
Yeah, that's really fun.
And I think part of making the manga and making the panels is also a lot about how you feel.
That's a very like feeling based thing, like vibes. Vibe it out.
Yeah, it's not like this. Yes, you could definitely plan it in a more technical way, but sometimes you can kind of go a bit by intuition, a bit by technical, which I think is super cool. Oh.
That's how I feel like the last one is
what?
How I feel like the flip.
Which way? Page. Oh, in between this one.
That's how I feel like you would storyboard.
I would storyboard like this totally.
You would do like the little.
Yeah, I do like the little bodies like that. I'd place it. I really relate with this style of storyboarding, and you can see how different all of these styles are. Like some people's thumbnail like this. Really, not polished, but like really sketchy, but really pretty stuff.
Yeah,
and then some people do it super simply. There's no right way.
There's definitely no right way. Every way is right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it gets you to the end result that you want, it is the right way.
Mm-hmm. And then they have all the commentary of what they did. And then their approaches, flashback panels, and all the advice. I think I've only read up to this point, but I don't want to peek into more. Oh, these are surveys and interviews. Okay, yeah. I think this is like my favorite part so far. It's just so interesting to see. So any kind of composition you feel, I will notice there's like a pattern with manga and just comics in general. When it's character focused, and especially when someone is, you just really, let's say someone's like super shocked, close up of the face is what a lot of people do. Yeah, I literally storyboard like that person. I would literally do it like that. You know, blurred out back. Sometimes they would shade the character and just leave it like that, and maybe add a little bit of specs. I've seen this. Everything's just completely out of their mind. Everything around them is just completely empty, but you're just focused on their expression. And then you have a panel that's, you know, following what is happening. I don't really know what the story is. Maybe a car crash happened. You know, I'm just doing this kind of on the fly right here. A car crash happened, and someone that they care about, their hand is sticking out like this from the car.
Their severed hand.
Yeah, it could be a severed hand, or to make it even sadder, it's a wedding ring. It's their fiance.
So it's like close up and then an extreme
close up. Not that this is the right hand, but, you know, for instance, this is the thing, and then I don't really know what to go in here, but we'll have to figure that out. But close up, and then maybe he's running over. And then he's like, so-and-so's name, Maria, I don't know. I love her. And then you think about the pacing. You're like, does this feel like there's a cohesive movement of what's happening? I feel like it's not too bad. I don't really like this last panel, though. I didn't think it all through. But, you know, you test it out. And then if you don't like it, then you're like, what other elements can I rearrange? That's what I'm noticing from these books. Hopefully this is helping you. Before I can thumbnail, I need to get my ideation sheet and beat sheet approved by mentor.
Fun.
Ooh. This took a sharp turn. Yeah, exactly. Like, why is he so shocked? It has to be something so heart-wrenching or something. I don't know. How would you get out of the mindset of constantly thinking your drawing is not good enough? I think good enough just changes all the time. So it's not even like a reliable thing. Like, you're always changing. So why basically measure yourself up to something that's never going to be set in stone, right? I think the better metric is, did you try your best? Because that is something that you can feel, even if it doesn't turn out right.
I've heard a lot of different people's answers to this, and one answer that could possibly work is you smother it with quantity as well. Like, that's also a way to think about it. Like, quantity. Things matter less when the quantity goes up. Each individual piece, like if you have one thing, that one thing is very important. But if you have 1,000 of the things, each individual one is less important. So you're just like, you make a drawing, you don't like it, well, you have 30 others. And you're making, or you have 100 others, or if you have 1,000 others, it's like a lot, like each individual one becomes a lot less important as the quantity goes up. So if you make a single piece of artwork in an entire year, it's like that one piece of artwork is your baby. It's like, it's so important, and it's like, oh my gosh,
it has to look good.
It has to look good. The risk is so high because this is the only one. But if you make 50 pieces of artwork, if you make 100 pieces of artwork, it's like each one is not as big of a deal because of there's so many. And there's always going to be ones that you like, and there's always going to be ones that you don't like, and maybe the ones you don't like are more than the ones you like. But the higher the quantity goes, the more ones you like you're going to get as well.
It's almost like you're basically doing so much that you don't really care about how well you do. You're just like, I just got to get on to the next one.
Yeah. But there's a lot of approaches to this. Like, there's mindset approaches. There's approaches where you can do actions, like, you know, quantity type stuff.
Benji says
You
I posted
your
my
hats. I think I saw them. Did you post them just now, or did you post them like a little while back? Because I think I saw those. Or did you make a new drawing and post it as well?
When is the frame sizes and shape decided? That's completely up to you. Actually, in this book, where's that book? The orange one. There was a before and after, which I thought was interesting. Where is it? There we go. So a lot of it is visual variety. If you have a lot of the same panels just side by side and everything's just filled in with the same amount of content, you end up getting kind of like a more, not as dynamic scene because nothing's important, right? So think about your most important composition. Like manga paneling is all about composition. So here's a before. Character interaction, everything is just all the same. And everything has the same amount of clutter. But then here's a version where
there's like a hierarchy.
There's a hierarchy. Exactly. There's a hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So this one's the important one. This one's a highlight. And then here's the reaction. You know, and it kind of gradually gets a little bit smaller. You know, sometimes it goes from big to small. If that's what you want it to be, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. But they picked out what's the highlight. I feel like this to me is the highlight panel.
Not this one.
Oh no, this one's for the next page.
Okay.
And this is the highlight one for the next page for sure, because that is like the biggest one because it's a 2-page. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the section of it from stream.
Mm-hmm. It says focus on applying. Wait, where is it? Having some panels full of close-ups and dialogue is fine, but be sure to include panels that also shows the character's full body. So like making variations of it. Oh yeah, it says pick the standout panel, the star attraction of the page or spread, and make it noticeably bigger than all the other panels. And I feel like this one did it really well. Just depends on the purpose of your panel. What book is that? The Shonen Jump Guide to Making Manga.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
It
book.
is really cool. Last Night in Studies.
Yeah, I did see that. I checked it out.
Wow.
Those are nice.
Those are really nice.
Mason. What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Do you mind if we show, Benji?
Sure.
I think it's really good because you were talking about it earlier and he actually applied the information.
Yeah, it's nice looking stuff. That's all good. Yeah, I hope that means yes.
Here you go. Oh, did you want to show it or not yet?
I don't know if that means yes. That's all good. I think that means yes, right? I find this kind of stuff fun. But like it comes through a lot of practice, like a bunch of hours, a lot of practice. Yes, sounds great. So this is what Benji posted. We did a little bit of hat stuff. Yesterday he was working on getting better at drawing hats, and I feel like these turn out really good. Nice.
I think they feel really like they're on the head.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Oh, that's really good.
Hats.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
nice
so
work.
nice.
He's been working really hard.
Yeah, your folds have been like so much better too. You've been really working hard, Benji.
Yeah. Nice.
Hats off to Ben. Yep.
Hats off.
I like the character a lot too.
Hats off to Benji.
And Grey Tower says, I got a crush on that guy. You got a fan, Benji.
That's great. 3 cats.
We got 3 kitties.
Yeah, I was thinking that's our house. Your name is our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
You know, I find that sometimes it's fun to experiment with like panels that you already drew. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna put a panel here, gonna put a panel here, maybe make this one smaller, maybe make this one bigger, and then like try to fit a story in these panels and see what happens. I think that's kind of a fun way to test panels.
You do too. Very nice. Hey, 3 cat is
the life.
The good number, the right number, I guess.
That's the lucky number.
What are your cats' names?
Close up, far, kind of medium shot. I don't really know what they're doing, but I'll continue with their faces. Maybe they're continuing having that conversation.
Weird question. Do y'all shave your cat's behinds? No, but I'm like,
No.
Sometimes I'm like, maybe we should. They get dingleberries.
They do get dingleberries.
They get their little dingleberries. You know what I mean? No, we don't though. Lucky, Sugar, and the kitten Skeeter. Since you like to constantly buzz around Lucky. That's fun.
That's cute.
I like that. Applejack has oops, not that one. Applejack's moved out of his nest. But he's in the window seat right now. Then Poppy and Toby are in the other room chilling, sleeping, whatever cats do, you know.
Yep.
Bum bum ba bum. Ba-bum. Ba-bum.
I was kind of even thinking the story is, for this page, is two guys are fighting over a girl. And the girl's like, oh
Are they like delinquents?
no.
Like,
Yeah, they're delinquents. Hold up. We'll add like a little pompadour on both sides. And then here's like the cute girl.
Yeah. It's like Nico or something.
Yeah, I'll put a little
I don't know how to handle this.
I don't know how to handle this. What am I supposed to do? So here's like, back off. And then here's what's happening. And then there's another close-up shot. Here's her sandwiched in between. And she's like, oh no, what's going on?
You know, she had like sweat or something.
Yeah.
Or what's like the little thing that they do? Is it like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They go like that.
Yeah, that too. It's good.
And they're having a little standoff. And then here's their side profiles being really menacing. And they're talking death threats to each other. And she's like, what do I do? Overthinking. No. Well, this is like a left to right kind of, or not left to right, right to left kind of position, but
Berries. Yeah.
I think that's kind of cute. And here's the wall.
Are you guys full-time artists and are you guys self-taught? No, not self-taught. Yeah, we do this full-time now. I actually got to respond to an email sometime. I should
probably do that now.
No, not right now. Again, I have to be on my computer to do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you have a prepared script already before you do the storyboards? I feel like, yeah. I mean, I would say that's probably easiest, just to have like an idea. If I'm doing like this storyboard, I literally just came up with this silly story, you know, from the beginning. Like, not from the beginning, just without a script or anything like that. So I have no idea what they're talking about, but I feel like if you want to have an easier time, maybe come up with a script, like a rough script probably. So the two delinquents are fighting over Miko, and then maybe a thief. I'm kind of going back to that same prompt. Thief snatches the purse. And then they fight them together, perhaps. Oh yeah, I want maybe the character, the thief, to steal the purse like this. Like they just kind of came in whoosh. And she's like, yeah. And then the guy's like, oh, what just happened? Hey, what's going on? Wow, this is trash. That's okay. So they come in. This is what happens, what clearly happens, and then... Ooh, I think I know what to do. He thinks the character thinks he got, the thief thinks he gets away with it. He's like, silly smirk. But then in the distance, he sees the two guys running after him. And there's a close-up of their mean faces directed at him. Perhaps. I don't know. Just kind of thinking about these things. Oh, bye, ouchies. Can you show how to do grayscale, like using gray colors only to show values and light and dark colors on a character? Do you mean like lighting? That would be kind of funny, Grey Tower. That would be a funny idea. I would like the two boys to get too aggressive. She gets scared and knocks them out in the window. Like they both want to be her knight, but she is the strongest one there. Shy, cute, and strong. That's funny.
Yeah, that could be one way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Or, oh, wait a second. So they were gonna... Well, that kind of gave me an idea. Because, like, what if the two boys were chasing after him, but instead the girl is the one that beats him up by kicking him like this?
It's like a Kenichi thing.
Yeah, like a Kenichi thing. Exactly, like a Kenichi
Miyu whacks him.
Yeah.
That actually, like, literally happened in Kenichi.
Okay, hold up. This is... whatever. He gets kicked off the bike, and the other delinquents are like, what just happened? Because they thought they were going to save the girl, but instead they didn't. She saved herself. Maybe this needs to be pushed a little bit more to the side. And I want this to overlap, because overlapping's fun. Which I think then we see an interesting parallel. Here's like the first panel. Here's the last panel. It's like things resolved with a very similar composition. That's kind of interesting. Interesting resolution. Speed lines. Oh, there's a 2-page draft, I guess. How do you determine overlapping when it comes to action panels?
It's really up to you.
It's really up to you. A
Like,
lot of
what do
it
you
is
wanna
up to
show?
you. Yeah.
What do you want to show? What do you want to stand out? Generally, things that overlap something else come out as, like, more important. Mm-hmm. Like, more relevant, you know, maybe, like, pop off the page a bit.
Yeah. Like the... It's almost like if the character... do a version with it not overlapping, with it overlapping. Because overlapping is like a design choice. And if it looks better overlapped, then do the overlap version. I find that just personal preference. When I see a character overlapping the panels like this, here's like the main character, but then the panels appear behind him, that looks visually interesting to me because they're not blocked in. They're more important than all the panels around them, right? The artist is clearly showing them off. And so maybe the main character is here, and here's their speech bubble, and even their speech bubble overlaps, but then everything else happens kind of in subordination to this. But I think a lot of it comes from seeing how other artists do their panels, and you're like, that's an interesting decision to make. And actually, I find that makes a lot of sense. Let me find one here. So you look at this right here. This is a dynamic shot. This is a really dynamic shot that would really suffer if the feet were cut off. Because it's an action shot. This guy is pulling her away from something dangerous. You have to show the whole pose. Because if you don't, it's going to look awkward. It's going to look unfinished. And so this has an overlap. And then they even have sound effects that are overlapping the panels. Yeah.
It's like that. It's that hierarchy of what do you want to call attention to? Like, literally, we talked about it on stream before. It's a concept that's like, if you want things to feel larger than life, right, you could have like, here's a box where you show one side, right? Here's a box where you show two sides. This box feels closer to you than the first one. And then there could be a box where you show three sides, right? Like this. And then this one feels the closest. So if you want something to feel, and like this has to do with overlaps, right? So it's just like, here's the panel, and you got a cylinder popping out of the panel and doing like this, right? Like, I don't know, like maybe someone's got like a gun or something, right? And you can see like the bore or whatever that's called, the rifling inside of the barrel of it, right? And here's the pistol or whatever, and it's like an extreme shot. Like that would be a very dynamic shot right there. Like it would just be a dynamic shot, and it utilizes this principle of things feel closer when you see more sides of them and they overlap stuff. That it's just kind of like how we see the world, right? Like in an environment, if you get like a landscape in the background, here's like the horizon, you'll see mountains, and these are the box with one side. You'll see one side of these mountains. And then in the distance, maybe we see like a river. And as this river comes towards us, we start looking more and more down on it, and to the point where it's like boat, or I don't know, like a box, right? Let's
Floating
like have
box.
like a wooden block with a flag, or not a flag, a sail on it.
Flag. I mean, it kind of looks like a flag.
Three
though.
sides. Why? Because it's closer to us. We're looking down at it, right? If it was up in the air, we would see the bottom of it. And then as it gets further away, we'll see like it'll get more it'll get smaller, it'll get less detailed, you'll see less sides of it. And so like if you see a building in the distance, it'll just kind of be like this. This naturally happens as you go further away. So like when something gets closer, like if we had a really close building, not close, but like medium close, this is not to scale, we get something like this, right?
Yeah.
So you're used to seeing the world. This is not style specific, by the way. This is like, I mean, we learned this from Will Weston, and Will Weston was a teacher at Art Center, and a lot of his students went on to work at like Disney and DreamWorks and Blizzard and all kinds of stuff, right? You tend to see one side of this one in the back, two sides of this one, and then if this one goes, you know, below you or whatever, you'll see maybe like three sides. And so it's this natural process that happens, whereas something gets closer, you tend to see more sides of it. Not always, you just tend to. So dynamic, what do you want to show? Well, things that are important that you want to feel like they're really close, you can overlap them. So you can like decide, you know, what do I want this shot to emphasize? And then one of the tools you can, keyword here, you can use, it's not a rule, it is a tool. One of the rules you can use, or not rules, but like one of the tools you can use is this principle, and it can help. And you'll see manga artists doing it all the time. It's one of their solutions. Closer, more sides, overlaps, further, less important, you know. So maybe you have like a shot down here, and like the shot, like this pistol or this barrel is so important that you literally have someone's head like intersected in the background, right? It's like, oh my gosh. It like literally is like blocking part of their head, right?
That's so cool.
And like you can make it so ridiculous. Like you could have the barrel so huge that it's literally covering up drawings and speech bubbles on the page. Like this thing is so impressive. It doesn't even matter what this person is saying. Like that would be funny in my opinion. Like I think that would be that would be funny.
That would be funny.
Right?
I had an idea. for another little comic right here. And I want to practice this because I want to make my own comic someday too. You know? So I was thinking this is the Miki seeing the ghost scene, like the piece that you did when she's doing her shopping.
Oh, yeah.
So here she's like, I got all my stuff. Let's see, I got this, that. I can make this dinner tonight. And then she sees the ghost. It pops out. And she's like, oh, what's this? And then she sees the ghost face. And then in the next panel, this is the scene that Colton drew, the composition. They see each other, meet eye contact, and then she chases him.
Yeah.
Let me catch him. Let me catch him. I need to catch him. I don't know what you are, but you're fun looking.
Yeah.
And so and then I will look to see if the 2 pages look good together.
You guys got to do like a monthly comic prompt. See, that would be fun.
That would be really fun.
That actually,
I would try that.
Like, that would maybe replace challenges.
Yeah.
Monthly comic prompt where people make comics and make their own stories and we read them like on stream.
Wait.
I don't want anything that's going to make me depressed for the next week, though.
Yeah, no depressing comics.
No making Colton depressed for 1 week out of every month. And
no
and
traumatizing.
We have a deal.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be like along the lines of what I would really like. We bring back challenges, except they're like comic challenges, and there would probably be limits for page count. Maybe we'll try it. What do you think of that? Dolly, are you here?
I love doing this kind of stuff.
I don't mind that. That's a good idea. We've been thinking of something to replace like how challenges were before.
Yeah.
And it could be motivating. You could use your OCs and your characters. That'd be a lot of fun. Dang, we're gonna have to think about that. We thought about it at one point. Now that I think about it, like one shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dahlia is currently unavailable. What's up? I was just saying, like, someone in the chat mentioned, Cassie Lynn mentioned doing monthly comic prompts or something. We could maybe do that instead of how challenges were and bring some sort of thing back, like comic stuff. Maybe we could run that, make a little monthly prompt, or have like a option of like a couple of different prompts. That would be fun.
That would be really fun.
I like that.
I feel like a lot of these pages, I don't necessarily think I know what I'm doing. I just kind of go by, does this feel like what I want to achieve? And if I like it, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. Like you study different shot types. You study like bird's eye. You study all those different. Did I ever chuck that in the share folder? It would probably be in like reference. Yeah, because I like built that on this computer, I think. Reference? Where would it be? Reference. Shot types. Yeah, here it is. So we would have like different types of shots, right? Like establishing shots, wide, medium, waist up, or a medium long, and then a medium close up, extreme close up, and then there's like different camera angles, right? Like eye level, bird's eye, high angle, over the shoulder, Dutch angle, low angle, worm's eye, fisheye.
Yeah.
And you study these and get a feel for them. And you're like, when do I use a high angle? When do I use a low angle? When do I use a worm's eye? When do I use a wide lens? And to like tell your story, you're like composing and thinking about these things.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. I have relayed the message. Dahlia says, I'm back. And Fisheye, struggle with that. I've been watching too, but perspective is kind of tricky. Yeah, Fisheye has everything but like 3 extra things. So it is tricky. Fisheye is very difficult. It's everything from before it, except a couple of new factors like keeping track of where the center of your camera lens is, keeping track of the all that kind of stuff. Like your camera lens distorts the perspective, and so now you have to consider that, which is like a whole new thing thrown in. We'll have to talk about that. Maybe bringing something like that back. Kind of a bummer about the fan fusion thing. I didn't think they'd just straight up go, screw you guys.
Yeah.
Disappointed!
Disappointed! That's so funny.
It's dumb. Like, that was kind of dumb how they did that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that at all.
Maybe he's holding a bat.
That's not what?
Maybe he's holding a bat. Maybe it's like in a park that's fenced. I always think it's interesting when there's like a fence scene, but instead of like drawing the actual fence like through the characters, they go like this. They just leave a blank space around the character, but like you can still tell what's going on. I think that is very clever. And then maybe there's some speech bubbles over here. Because we want to show what they're yelling about.
Oh, Benji, can you send me information on the mentorship that you're taking? I'd love to look at that.
Yeah. Maybe this is Miko.
It sounds interesting.
Is like a comic mentorship kind of thing?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Didn't Orion also kind of have like a manga mentor?
I'm not sure, actually. I have no idea what happened to that. I never heard of that again. I wonder if he quit doing it or if he's still doing it.
I'll fight fan fusion for you. What? Wait. Give me that.
You want me to save that?
Yeah, save that. I actually think I want some overlap, because I want this guy to feel like kind of oppressive. So I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna overlap this guy over.
I'll put this in our
like that. Ooh, now that looks even nicer than what I had before.
It's like this process of adjusting. It's like you're not locked into what you draw in the beginning. You're just kind of starting to arrange things, and anything is up for adjustment and movement.
Yeah. It's like you just have like a simple setup, and then you go from there. And if you're like with actually working with editors, then you'd have to send them that, and they'd have to give you advice on it, because you're working with them. Although I've never had that experience. I'm just reading it from a book, and I assume they're right. But like if I was working on a comic for myself, I'd do this anyways.
I'm ready to head off.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I want to do some stuff tonight and be useful, be a useful human being to society.
That's funny.
All right. Why? Ooh, hold up. That's what happened. Why are you not going in here? There it goes. Oh, all right, everybody.
Have
The DM link sounds good.
Yeah, have a good night. Don't forget to check out Anime Art School if you want to learn the fundamentals of how to draw anime and all that good stuff.
Sounds great. night, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget, figure drawing class coming up in February. You can check it out on this link. It's going to be live.
Sign up, please, because we love more students.
Yeah. Learn anatomy, figure drawing in a live class. Get critiques on all your work. And other than that, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya, YouTube.